Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. I have another Kamen Rider X8 review for you today. This is the DX Rider Gashat case and Proto Gekitotsu Robots Gashat. Basically, it's just a case to hold all your Gashat, and then it comes with the prototype version of Gekitotsu Robots as kind of an extra incentive to buy this. I'm actually really excited for it though, because Gashat are kind of a weird shape as far as trying to stack them or store them places. So this is a really nice way to just store 11 different Gashat. Basically, this shows the original 10, but it also has the prototype of Mighty Action X. But it's a little weird because it has a black back, and the one that we have released, because it's not a deluxe, is not like that. It's just all purple. So I think it's just a packaging error, but it's a pretty neat little case. I like the artwork here on the front. Here's some more cool artwork on the side. Other side is the same deal. I love all the level ones together. I think that looks really, really fun. They're all super adorable. Taking a look at the back of the box again, it's just a case. It shows you how they all store in there. Now see on here, they show you putting the one that comes with it in the front spot, and then it shows all the others, but then again it shows the prototype instead of the regular Mighty Action X. Again, I don't know, it's just a weird packaging thing. And then it shows how the Gashat that it comes with works in the driver, and of course we'll take a look at all that. So pretty cool. It's a pretty beefy box, pretty solid cardboard as well. A little bit thicker cardboard than the normal boxes, I think because it's so big and heavy. Not that you can't lift it or anything, it's just heavier than a normal prototype, or no. Normal. I got prototype on the brain because of the Gekitotsu Robots. It's heavier than a normal toy, like a belt or a sword or a roleplay item, something like that. So, in any case, let's get this guy out of the box and I'll take a closer look. So here's the case out of the packaging. Pretty simplistic. It's just a black case. I do like how it says GD Gamer Driver Software. A lot of people are saying it looks a lot like the case for the Forze switches, and I have seen pictures of that. It does. It's kind of the same black, same design. This one's just obviously a little bit bigger because the switches are much smaller than the Gashat. As you can see here, there is a piece of plastic bag hanging out the side. This is how it comes packaged. So again, just taking a look at the sides, there's really nothing on what will be the bottom. I like this sticker on the front, nothing over here. So sitting it down, there's the latches. You just unlatch that and unlatch that, and as soon as you do, it opens. Because it's kind of spring-loaded, it's got these little tabs here, and basically that's in case you're a kid and you slam it down, it's not going to smash your finger. You have to actually push it down and hold it down to latch it closed. I think that's kind of neat. It's like a little safety feature for kids so they can't slam their fingers in there. But opening this up, this is how it comes packaged. Here is the Gekitotsu Robots Gashat. So we'll take this out of the bag. If I can get this open. And then here you go. Here is the Gekitotsu Robots prototype. As you can see, it is all black. The sticker is black and white. Now you'll notice here, this is not a deluxe version. With the deluxe version, and I'll just use this because I have it handy, the plastic thing is completely enclosed by the screws, and here you could take the plastic thing off if you wanted to. Actually, here's the regular Gekitotsu Robots. Here's the prototype. Same sticker. This one's just black and white. Over here on the side, both say Gekitotsu Robots. Now the difference is, like most, so it's kind of a, the prototypes I believe are all going to be the kind of candy toy releases. Because here is the prototype for Mighty Action X, and it's the same way. It's not the kind that have the split here, where you have to assemble them. Those are the capsule toy releases. These, I believe, are the candy toy releases. Just the plastic piece comes off. Now, unlike the Mighty Action X prototype, this one came with batteries. So you just pull that out, and then So just like Mighty Action X, it does the prototype for Mighty Action X. It does not have the win or lose sounds. That would have been cool if they would have lined up. Let's try again. So you can hear that him saying Gekitotsu robots and the fanfare music is exactly the same. This just doesn't have the win or lose sounds. So putting that off to the side, we'll take a closer look at this a little bit later, but that's kind of all it does on its own. I'll show it off in the driver after we take a little bit closer look at the case. So putting that all aside. And let me tilt this a little bit. Maybe I can I just stand it up like that? Is that open? Okay, we'll see how long that stays. But you can see, so I'll just take, here's Mighty Action X, and you can see how they kind of have the little indentation. That's for these up here. So you're going to put them in with the outside facing, and then you just slide it right in. And it just kind of rests in there. These are a little padded, which is nice. And then you have like kind of a soft bubble plastic down here, so that it can hold it in place, but it's not going to scratch it or anything because it's not like super hard plastic or anything. And then you can just kind of file these in. There's Tattle Quest. Oops, this isn't pushed in all the way. Then we have Bang Bang Shooting. Boxsaw Bike. Stay, don't fall over. Alright, so next I'm going to put in the prototype for Mighty Action X, since technically that's the 5th Rider's Gashat. Then I'm going to put in Gekitotsu Robots. Do Re Mi Fa Beat. Jet Combat. Giri Giri Chambara. Shakariki Sports. Now you can see here on the bottom there is space, so you can even pop in Drago Knight Hunter Zeto. So I think that's awesome. I think it's nice how they left that little bit of space because they knew that the one was going to have. I mean, you can put him in any order. It's not like he will only fit in the one spot on the end. You can put him wherever. No, I'm wrong, actually. If you'll notice, and it's going to be really, it's impossible to see because it's all dark. The extension here, like each one of these has this little spot on the end, it's a little bit taller. So I am wrong. He only fits on the end. So I guess for at least that one, you have to put them in order. But there you go. It's a nice way to hold 11 Gashat. I think it looks fantastic. It's going to be a lot easier to have these on my shelf now. And a really nice way to store them, and they're going to be secure and very nice. It's a little bit of a bummer that he has to go on the end, but it's not a big enough deal to be super bummed about. At least he does fit in here, so I appreciate that because that is just a little bit longer because of how he has the extra on the bottom. But otherwise, you just take this, close it down, push down, lock it up, and then there you go. You have your case full of 11 Gashat, and you're ready to walk out the door. So there's nothing special to it. It's really just a case. But it's a nice way to organize your Gashat if you like them. If you like to do that, like that's what I was kind of most excited about, just because I needed a good way to house them all. And if you want to open it up and have it displayed, I think it's a nice way to do that as well. If I can get this over in. Like you could even just have it on a shelf like this, because I think it's a really nice way to display them. So again, there's not a whole lot to it. It is just a little suitcase for your Gashat, but I like it. I think it's fun. I'm happy to have it. But let's go ahead and take a closer look at the Gekitotsu Robots prototype. So as I pretty much demonstrated earlier, there's not a whole lot to do with this thing by itself. That just makes that little jingle no matter how many times you press it. But you can go ahead and pop it in. So you can see it as a normal level 1 sound, same red LED shown here through the little slot. Going ahead and transforming into level 2. So the little extra robot sounds are in there just as a refresher. Here's the regular Gekitotsu robots. So you can see this one has a little bit more of a robot sounding voice, and this one, the level 2, kind of sounds like what it eventually is the level 3 for this one. So to demonstrate this a little bit better, so you can kind of hear there that the level 2 for the prototype sounds like the level 3 for the regular one. Whereas the level 2 for the regular one sounds more like the kind of robot voice, which I really like. Let's check out the level 3 for this. So unfortunately, the level 2 and the level 3 for the prototype are pretty much the same. Oops, sorry about that. The level 2 for the actual Gekitotsu robots has that kind of cool robot voice. So this one, the level 2 and the level 3 are pretty much the same. For the regular release, the level 2 and the level 3 are different. So I don't know if that's something that they're trying to say the prototypes don't have as many bells and whistles, and that would kind of make sense, just because if you think about a normal game, you know, they add things before they finally release it, and that kind of makes sense. So I think that's kind of a neat idea. I'll go ahead real quick and check this guy out in the Kimawaza slot holder and one of the Gashat weapons. Alright, so here's the Kimawaza slot holder. So just like the prototype for Mighty Action X, the critical strike is rather lackluster. It just kind of makes a generic explosion sound. Nothing too exciting there, unfortunately. And then for a Gashat weapon, again, it just kind of makes the generic explosion sound. Nothing really that exciting there either. So at the end of the day, the case for the Gashats really is just a case. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it is a nice way to store up to 11 Gashat, and you could even put it on the shelf open, and I think it would be a nice way to display them all. Before I had this case, I just kind of had them stacked on my shelf as best as I possibly could, and they're constantly falling off and moving around, and there's just not an easy way to kind of stack them or store them, so I think the case is definitely nice for that. As far as the prototype Gekitotsu robots, it's okay. It's not so different from the original Gekitotsu robots that you have to run out and get it and it's so exciting. I think it's a neat idea to have these prototype versions that are all black and white, and the sounds do differ a little bit, but in my opinion, the normal releases are an improvement over the prototypes, as it should be if you're thinking logically about how games are developed. And I don't think these things are like necessities. I don't think you need to run out and hunt them all down, because the way they're being released is totally crazy. Like, I think the Tattle Quest one was part of a promotion for the Gombarizing game in Japan, and the Bang Bang Shooting one was like free with a Kamen Rider outfit for boys. It was with clothing promotion. So they're across the map how these things are being released over in Japan, and it's really difficult to track them all down. This one just happened to come with this, which is why I got it. And I think it's fun. I think it's neat. You could probably get one or two of these organically, and you wouldn't have to try too hard or crazy hunt them down. And I think it's fun to have one or two. But at the end of the day, I mean, they don't have the really critical strike or critical finish sounds that the normal one does because they just have that generic explosion sound. I did pop this thing into the bug visor, but it just made the normal level 2 sound. So there was nothing exciting to show you there. I didn't feel the need to show it off because it's sounds you've already heard already, nothing special. It's pretty much all the sounds that the normal release has, minus the winning and losing sound, and the critical strike and critical finish are much more basic compared to what you get with the normal release. So, like I said, I'll probably end up with 2 or 3 of these just by collecting a few things. I'm not going crazy trying to hunt these all down. I don't really think they're worth paying exorbitant amounts of money for all these extra prototypes. If you want to hunt down all 10 and it's your mission like Pokemon, you got to catch them all, Godspeed, and by all means, I wish you luck in your endeavor, but to me, they're just not worth the price it's going to take to hunt these down online and get them shipped to you. And I just think once you get the thing, it doesn't do a whole lot more. If it was completely radically different from the normal retail release, I would be way more excited about it. And I think it's fun to have, but it's certainly not worth driving yourself crazy over, in my opinion. I recommend this whole set, though, because I think the case is nice, and it's a real easy way to get at least one, so that way you'll have one and you can compare it and kind of see for yourself the differences. So I do recommend this set. As far as all the crazy different ways to get all the other prototype Gashats, I don't think that's worth your trouble. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I really want to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Please like and share this video, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the DX Gashat case and Proto Gekitotsu Robots Gashat. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.